me the poll question, and then we'll get to Harold Reynolds, Major League Baseball Network analyst.
This weekend, actually, we're going with how much opening day baseball did you watch? A whole lot, I took a peek, or none?
All right. I watched a whole lot. Let's bring in HR, who joins us now. He was in studio yesterday, the two-time All-Star, three-time Gold Glove winner. HR, how would you sum up opening day, opening night, Major League Baseball?
I thought it was awesome. First of all, for the first time since 1968, every team played. That was the best part of the whole day.
Yeah.
You know, you remember when we were kids, Dan, that Cincinnati Reds would play at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
It was like, baseball's here. That's what I felt like yesterday. It was really cool.
I railed on this yesterday, being the buzzkill that I am, that you have all of these players, you have all these teams, everybody's in action. Why is Shohei Ohtani hidden in Oakland to open up the season?
I'm with you. That's just the way the schedule is built. I would have loved to see him be the first guy out the gate, man. He is like something we've never seen. And he transcends the sport, and that's what you need right now. And he had an inning last night. I stayed up and watched him. It was the fifth inning. He got in a little bit of a jam, and he threw 3 pitches to get out of it. 100, 100, and 101. I mean, it was like, and he drove in. He got a base hit that set up their only run that they scored in the game. I mean, it was fun to watch.
But do you believe that he's a $600 million player? Is he a 12-year, $600 million?
I don't think it's going to be 12 years. I think it might be 10. He's going to get 600 plus. I believe that. And here's why. Because if you watch the WBC, and I know people have argued whatever way they want to, the fact that he had a whole country say it's a holiday, we're in the finals playing in America and Shohei's playing, and they had 90% of Japan watching, that's every day when he plays. So that's where the money is, the value comes from. You can make the argument, hey, you got to pay him for a pitcher and as a DH and all that. But to me, the money comes, what do you draw? And he draws it internationally.
But how do you get that money from the international audience if you're a team?
I think you got to do a deal if you're a team, figuring out how to get his games on TV over there.
Okay.
And you market him.
But how do you keep those two guys? If is Ohtani going to be on the Angels by the end of the year?
By the end of the year, I think they're still going to be in the race. So I think they keep him. Do I think he leaves as a free agent? I've always felt that way. I don't see what changes it. You know, so I don't know. He won't be an Angel after this year, I don't believe.
But if you were going to say who can afford him?
Well, there's a number of teams that can afford him because of what I just said. You're going to make your money back and then some. He's an incredible investment.
But the Dodgers don't let him get out of town.
I don't think so. I mean, the way they operate and Mark Walter's mindset as an owner, but they got another sheriff in town and Steve Cohen in the Mets, and he's gonna be right there fighting with them. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, that money is not off to a rousing start with the Mets.
Oh, man.
I mean, all of a sudden you're going to be, I'm going to spend all this money. Well, that guy's on the DL, and that guy's on the DL, and that guy, and that guy, and
not pretty. Yeah. I talked to Buck Showalter last night. You know, Buck's always, hey, next man up, I'll figure it out. But you know, they got to survive until they get Verlander will be back probably 3 or 4 starts from now. So you get that going. But Diaz is a big blow. Yeah. You know, you're looking at 50 saves at the end of the game. That's a big blow. I don't know how they replace that.
All right, let's recap the rules on opening day and opening night.
Okay.
And do you think that they're going to be enforced the same way in July? Because sometimes we'll see this in other leagues where they go, we're going to crack down on pass interference. We're going to crack down on holding in the NFL. And then all of a sudden you get late in the season, you're like, wait a minute, I thought you guys were calling holding or pass interference. Will these umpires be this strict come July?
Well, you're a wise man, Dan. I think there'll be adjustments along the way, but I do believe that the clock is the clock. 15 seconds is not going to move to 20. You know, it's not going to move from 20 to 25 at the runner on base. I think those numbers will stay the same. But we had an incident last night in Miami with the Mets where Pete Alonso's on base. He's running. It's a foul ball. And McNeil's at the plate. And Pete Alonso takes a while to get back. And McNeil gets a strike. those things like that will be adjusted. That's not in the spirit of the rule. So I think there will be some adjustments along the way. And the players are going to get better too. You know, Pete Alonso played in the WBC. He wasn't around for 4 weeks. He's just moseying back. He'll jog back to the base next time. So I think there's going to be adjustments with the players and umpires.
Talking to Harold Reynolds, MLB Network analyst. I don't want to overstate this, and I know this has been overstated before, that these rule changes, this is this commissioner's legacy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it might be the second most important moment in baseball, yet integration, which obviously changed the game. This is a change or changes that were needed. I just don't know how important they're going to be as we look back 10, 15 years from now. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's changed the game forever.
Okay.
You know, I think it's bringing fans back. We're talking about baseball off the top of your show this hour. It's changed the game. And I think what's going to happen, if you go to a Little League game now, they stand around and just take the time. Games were never played at that pace, so they've changed. What happened yesterday, games were cut by almost a half an hour by average. It's the lowest since forever. And then you start looking at stolen bases yesterday, 21 steals yesterday in the games. That hasn't happened since 1907. And Ricky Henderson wasn't even playing then. You know, so, I mean, all these things are happening. And what happens, Dan, you well know this, that being the basketball guy that you are, the shot clock started in the NBA. Next thing you know, you see it in college. Then you see it in youth basketball. And the same thing is going to happen in baseball. This is going to be a trend that's going to change the whole sport forever.
Your expectations for Aaron Judge this year are what?
That was cool to see him hit that home run yesterday. He's going to have some competition. I think Ohtani and Trout, they stay healthy, they're going to be on him. And we're going to see 3 guys chase 60 plus this year. I think Judge is 40 home runs when he wakes up. That's going to happen. So he's set another standard and another bar now. And I think he's a premier 50, 60 homer guy.
Always great to talk to you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be watching.
All right, my man.
Thank you.
You got? You got UConn running this, or you got the 3 others?
UConn. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Who do you have?
I got an upset, man. I got Florida Atlantic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
They're the longest odds right now, according to DraftKings. UConn prohibitive favorite, San Diego State, Miami, and then Florida Atlantic.
Yeah. Florida Atlantic puts that pressure on you, man. They press you. They play that D.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
That's Harold Reynolds, Major League Baseball Network. Always ready.